So that's the only way I could think to get my own story told is for me to tell it.
This is Dodrey, and you tapped into Hidden Jewels Magazine.
Hi, it's your girl Nichelle, and you're back with Hidden Jewels Magazine. Today we have student, athlete, musician, and Forex trader.
Yes, sir.
Dodrey Nevins.
How y'all doing?
So go ahead and talk to them about whatever you started first. Was it music? Was it football?
Well, I started football first. I've been playing since I was like 6.
Okay.
I started in flag, but they took me out of flag in that same year because I kept tackling kids. So they put me in the pass pretty fast. And then I started with music, I want to say in the 5th grade. Mm-hmm. And then once I went to View Park, they got a jazz band and
yes, they did.
marching band and stuff. So I was a part of that. And now I just continue doing that with, producing and
okay.
mixing and mastering my own tracks and stuff like that.
Okay, and do you have the tape out?
I do. Off Tops, the mixtape is out right now on SoundCloud. If you follow me on Instagram, go to the link in my bio. There is another tape on the way called Off the Dribble coming on June 27th, which is my birthday. So be on the lookout for that.
Right. Okay, so how did you balance both and then being a student?
It was kind of natural for me, really, just because music was my off season for football.
Okay.
And then school, that's regular scheduled program. After school, go to football practice, and
right.
That's really just how I maintain that schedule. I never really focused on the two at the same time. Mm-hmm. But as far as keeping a balance between the two, it was just the seasons. Because I didn't play any other sports besides football, and my mom didn't want me, just hanging out after school, so I had to do something.
You gotta be productive.
Yeah, I had to do something.
Okay, so how is it in college? How was your college experience?
I went to a few different colleges. I started off going to Southern University in Louisiana to be closer to my immediate family out there, my grandparents and my uncles and stuff like that. And then after my grandma passed, I came back home. I went to Elko. Mm-hmm. And then my Elko experience was pretty cool. When they say JUCO grind, they really mean JUCO grind, because I was eating oatmeal and Thai ramen for 3 months straight. You feel me? But and then I went out to Eastern New Mexico from where I just graduated from this semester. Mm-hmm. And that was pretty cool. I majored in broadcast journalism.
Really?
Yeah, so I learned a lot about technology within studios, like sounds and white balance and cameras and things of that nature. I really picked that major just because I felt like it fit my personality. Mm-hmm. But through the time of me learning, I actually built kind of a passion for doing it, and I started my own podcast. Called Double LG, Listen, Learn, Grow.
Double LG.
Listen, Learn, Grow. Mm-hmm. And after the whole coronavirus thing went down, they shut down my school, so I didn't get to continue my podcast because I was doing it through the school's radio station. Okay. But I'm working on getting my podcast back rolling, you know what I mean? So just working on that and trying to practice what I learned, in school and just bring it back home.
What were some things that you touched on in your podcast?
Just really philosophical things like mindsets and things of that nature, things that help me in my life. One of the topics I'll give you for an example is changing your vocabulary to really just shape your mind. You know what I mean? One word that I took out of my vocabulary was expectations. So moving forward from the time that I decided, it was probably about a year ago when I decided to stop using the word expectations, because for me, every time I had the expectations, it's always just setting you up to be disappointed. You feel me? But I replaced expectations with intentions, because when you have intentions, it's going into a situation saying that you intend for this to happen, and that ensures that you're going to continuously progress no matter what hardships you go through, instead of going into a situation saying I expect it to be like this just because I'm doing this, because that's not how life works.
It's not exactly.
So that's the kind of stuff you'll hear on Double LG Radio. Just some overall game.
That is dope.
How
did you gain that mindset?
Being disappointed. I was tired of being disappointed, and I was like, if life isn't gonna stop disappointing me, I need to change my mindset so that I won't be disappointed. I had to make a change within myself to block out the disappointments and the moments. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Damn, I wish I would have had this or that, or I wish it would have turned out like this. So I just kind of cut all of that out, because that just don't do nothing but add extra stress.
That does.
Yeah, and when you spend your time dwelling on that stuff, you're not gonna progress.
That's true. How strong mentally did you have to be, and like within yourself did you have to be to maintain that, so you don't double back into that?
I gotta be strong until this day. I have people in my life who love and support me and help me with that, which is a huge blessing. And I don't know, I feel like a lot of people feel like they're the only person who feels how they feel. You know what I mean? And that's another thing too I talk about on my podcast is embracing your community and the fact that you have people to go to. You know what I mean? A lot of people think that it's weak to go out, rely on people for emotional support or even just like energy support. You know what I mean? Because that's very big. Because I don't know, I just had to decide what to put my energy in and what not to. Like, it was a lot of things that I really, really cared about before. And after I had a conversation with myself, there's a lot of things on that list that I don't care about. Right. You know what I mean? And now, with not caring about that stuff, I've noticed that I have a lot more energy to put into what I want my energy to be put into. You know what I mean?
Your energy.
Exactly. So
that's beautiful.
Yeah.
Going back to your schooling, how did it feel? You know, you said you've gotten the college experience on multiple campuses, but just, you know, letting COVID hit you, like.
Yeah, it was kind of whack, like. Cause I was really getting into the groove of my podcast. I was enjoying it. I was filming, announcing for baseball games, like really getting into, because it was my senior year. So a lot of the senior year projects is like you actually getting in front of cameras, doing news stories, and actually diving into your potential and creating a lot of stories and stuff like that. I did a lot of behind the scenes work at my time at Eastern just because it wasn't my senior year yet, so it wasn't time for those big projects. But I did work on a lot of things with the school, like basketball games and things of that nature. I was relieved. Like, I was happy to come home. Being in New Mexico, I was homesick. Like, I'm never going back to New Mexico ever. So, I mean, I was kind of happy to be able to just come home and then finish my schooling online. But with that came, like, you know, being in college, sometimes, even when you're at school, you have the choice not to go to class or whatever. So it's like coming back home and then doing it online. Now you're telling me I got to pay attention and go to class online. Like, I'm not doing that. You feel me?
A lot of students have said that. It's like they lose the motivation to focus and to actually keep up with the work.
Exactly. But I got it done. I had to. It was my last semester, so I got up out of there. Thank you. First generation graduate, 2 degrees.
Yes,
you feel me? So,
and what's the broadcast journalism
and communications. I have an associate's degree in communications from El Camino.
Come on.
Yep. So really, just working hard to build a foundation for my future. Really.
Yeah.
But COVID, it was a blessing in disguise, I feel like.
Yeah, it definitely was.
Because I'm home for a lot of opportunities that I wouldn't be home for right now if I was still at school. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Do you remember your feeling when you heard about COVID and you being away from your family?
Yeah, especially like living in I grew up in LA, like in California, like this is the tourist spot. Like everybody comes out here. So just hearing that it travels how it does and knowing that I live 15 minutes from LAX, anything could happen, you know what I mean? So it's just like, I don't know, I was just like, man, I need to make sure everybody's straight. But then once I got home and realized, you know, everybody in the house is good, you know what I mean? I don't know anybody with the COVID-19. I haven't met anybody. Yeah. So, you know, keep it sanitized or whatever, but.
Wash your hands.
Yeah, when I was out there, I have my own personal beliefs about COVID and what it's for and you know, what the whole deal is. Everybody has their own mindset, but I'd rather not go into that. But when I heard about it out in school, like, you know, being a broadcast journalism major, we did cover stories on it and things like that and doing some research. I just think it's crazy, like,
is.
Wow, you feel me?
It is.
That was really one of my only thoughts, was really just like, wow, how is this, like, the world is actually coming to this now. You feel me? Like, this is something that has been talked about for years and years and years and years. You know what I mean?
I think
and now that it's here. Yeah. So yeah, it's just, I don't know, I just thought it was crazy.
Is there something that you miss about the college experience?
Not necessarily. I miss growing by myself, like being in my own space and growing in that space.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just because I'm the youngest sibling in my family.
Yeah.
So growing up, you know what I mean?
You're in that shadow.
Exactly. I built the mindset of like having to get validation and I need to know that this person thinks this or I can't think that or yada yada yada.
Yeah.
So when I left home and I broke out of that shell, it was a relief to me to find myself, who I was. So if I had to say one thing about college, it would be just being able to grow into yourself. That's something that I miss.
I'm so proud of you.
But yeah, and besides that, I don't really miss football like that. I've had 7 concussions, mind you, in my football career, and that was just in college alone. Like not even talking about high school and before that. So I mean, I have my own battles with that. Like football, I love football. Football is a great sport, and I mean, when I was young, I had like league dreams and all of that. But
of course,
when I got to college and I realized, how politics work, or really just the way that the football works in general. I just found that it wasn't really for me. Although I was able to use it for a tool to do something to make history in my family, which is great. Yeah, so I appreciate it. But I appreciate football for what it has provided me as far as like mindset and the way that I see things. You know what I mean? So I appreciate it for that. But to all the young ones out there that's playing ball, like, don't make it your whole life. It's not your whole life. You know what I mean?
Have a backup plan.
Yeah, for sure. Gotta have a plan B. So.
Great words.
Yeah.
So you said coming back home opened a lot of opportunities for you. Do you want to touch on that a little bit?
Just with my music. My brother, he has a music group. A lot of my friends that I grew up with are into music and things of that nature. And being in New Mexico, I was really like in a box with what I could do with my music as far as collaboration and getting insight and really just because when you make music, it's all about a feel. You know what I mean? And I was missing that home feel in my music. If you listen to my last tape off top, I recorded some songs out here and I recorded some songs in New Mexico, but you could tell in that tape like how much I missed being home.
The overall feel of it was LA. I was
exactly.
Like, okay, this is something I could. It felt familiar.
Exactly, and I did that like all of that music that I put out on that tape was just a representation of me like really missing LA. Yeah. Because all I could think about is like, man, I can't wait to get home so I can do this, or man, I can't wait to get home to connect with these people or connect with my boy. You know what I mean? Like, just trying to get content out. And now that I'm home, I'm feeling the love and because I've been seeing a lot of great things going on in our community as far as the young artists, and really just the young people in our generation that in our class of age or whatever, however you want to say it. With everything that's going on in our city, we're in a position where we can make powerful moves to save our home. You feel me? Because everybody knows they're trying to rip it from under us. You feel me? So
they are.
Just opportunities like that. Just being able to have my impact here at home and something to bring to my community. You know what I mean?
Pay homage to it.
Exactly. So. Those are the type of opportunities I'm talking about as far as like if I was in New Mexico, I'll still be in the mindset of like, I can't wait to be home. But now that I'm home, it's just getting the ball rolling. Exactly.
Okay. And speak upon your Forex, because a lot of people that I know are into it, have been into it. So talk about your journey.
Well, Forex was presented to me by my girlfriend, and she put me on to Forex. Math was always my favorite subject, and coming into it, I thought that math was like a huge part of it, but it really has nothing to do with it. But just as far as the opportunity goes, Forex is for foreign exchange market. So, say for example, like you go to Mexico, right? Or you got like $100. You go when you land in Mexico. You go to the currency exchange booth, right? So you give them the $100, and they give you 200 pesos. I think that the U.S. dollar is, the the Spanish peso or Mexican peso, however you say it, is 2 to 1 to the US dollar. So for every one US dollar, you have 2 pesos or something like that. Or say that's for this example, that is the current situation. So boom, you turn in your $100, you get back 200. You spend a week in Mexico, but you don't pay for anything. Like say you're at a resort that's just all inclusive, so you don't really have to spend any money, right?
Right.
So boom, you get back to LAX or whatever United States airport you're in, and you give them those 200 pesos, and they give you 250 US dollars back.
Okay.
And the reason why they do that is because the week while you were in Mexico, the price fluctuated in the foreign exchange market to where now the US dollar is worth even more in pesos. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's really how that works as far as that. And really it's just a new skill to really like have control over your money. Like now I could go onto the chart and look in the morning and wake up and just say, let me make this my goal for today and make this, and now I could go start my day. I'm making sufficient amount of money before I even get out of bed or get in the shower in the morning. You know what I mean?
With
so
mailbox money just comes to you.
Exactly. And you ain't gotta wait no 2 weeks for people to pay you.
You got a slave.
Exactly. you make your quick bag. It's almost like hitting licks. To be honest, like it's really almost like hitting licks for real, because there's nothing better. Like nobody's gonna take that from you. And once you have that knowledge about the foreign exchange market, whether you're in trade house or Forex or whatever, or you just a person who likes to travel, you know how to work your money now.
That's true.
Exactly. So you could go to Spain or Paris or something and be like, damn, I need some bread. All you need is Wi-Fi.
All you need is Wi-Fi.
That's all you need. You feel me? Now you can make you some money. So it's just a good opportunity for people to just tap in and learn a skill to keep them financially moving. You know what I mean? Because especially in this time that we're in right now, it's hella stagnant. So
it is.
We just gotta find a way to keep it moving somehow. So
what other skills have you developed while being under quarantine?
What other skills have I developed?
Or what have you learned about yourself?
I learned that there's a lot more work to do.
Okay. About
myself. I learned what it is that I want for myself. Because you always have an idea for what you want, but it's always going to change just off of, going through life. You know what I mean?
As you grow. Yeah.
I'm finding my communication skills within my family, which is amazing, because
that's key.
Yeah, because everybody know, for sure. But also continuing to search for that inner peace.
Okay.
Yeah, I've been searching for that too. Like I was saying, like going away to school, I was growing in my own space. Right. So now, being the youngest sibling or being the youngest person in my household, elders or just people older than you and your family that know you may not see you as the growing person that you are. They still may see you as that child. Baby. So like when I first came home, we had some headbutting just because I was trying to get them to understand that my mindset is I'm not the same person that I was before. You know what I mean? So just through this time of quarantine, it's given us an opportunity to really smooth that out, which is positive because it's natural. It's natural to happen, right? But we're now in a more positive space. We understand. It's all about communication and transparency. That's something that's been very big through the quarantine time, and it's good music. That's all I gotta say about it. That good music. So.
That's good. That's good. What are some of your hopes for your community? You mentioned as, they're honestly trying to take the community away from us.
Right.
So what is your hope for your community, for the individuals and as a whole?
To wake up. I wish that our community would wake up and stop being such consumers. Stop consuming so much. We need to create. We're natural born creators. Definitely. And I feel like we got to wake up and realize the potential that we have. And not only that, because I remember my coach used to tell me potential just means that you ain't done shit. Potential just means potential means that you can, you feel me? But potential also means that you haven't. Right. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I want first for our community to wake up to their potential, and second for our community to act on that potential, because we have power.
We do.
When we want to make something move, we make something move.
Make it happen.
Fast.
Right.
You feel me? If we want to shut some streets down, they're going to get shut down. And
quick.
Who's going to stop us?
Right.
Nobody. So I feel like we need to stand 10 toes and really just work to keep this community, because it'll be a shame to just
let it
see
go.
all of these memories vanish. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because if they push us out to the valley or something like that, we come back. Crenshaw ain't never gonna look the same again.
It's not. And
you know what I mean?
That's been happening.
And it hasn't
all
looked the
over.
same since I was in like 6th grade.
Talk about it.
For
It
real.
hasn't. And they're doing that all over, and not just in every black community.
Right.
They're redeveloping it, pushing us out,
Exactly.
making the living situations more
Exactly.
complicated, more hard to obtain. So it's like we really need to, like you said, band together
Mm-hmm.
and just push. Like,
Yeah.
don't be no pushover.
Yeah. And we gotta start loving each other too.
That's key.
We have to stop putting everybody else down just because, okay, say you own a beauty supply store.
Yeah.
Or some other young lady owns a beauty supply store.
Mm-hmm.
You can't be going over there hating on her or
Don't
breaking
see
her
as your
window. You feel me?
competition.
Like,
no.
we have to see each other as business partners and not competition.
Exactly.
Like,
As a
you know what I mean?
community, family.
exactly,
We gotta see each other
because
as family.
we got to grow. Everything grows with love.
Yeah.
We got to eliminate the hate, and I feel like our community, as far as African Americans or minorities in general, I feel like a big thing for us is depression, because depression is built into our DNA. If you think about it, for 200 years plus, our ancestors woke up every day knowing that today's gonna be a bad day.
Yeah, that's true.
You feel me? And who am I to think that did not trickle down through genes of generations? You know what I mean? Because now we have ample amount of opportunities in the world, but now we putting ourselves down.
We are.
You feel me?
And we target the next person who we see who's not allowing that
Exactly.
to happen, so that way they can feel down.
But we
too.
just all gotta unlock that.
We do.
We gotta unlock that and break the chain. We gotta. That's why I went through a school and graduated, because I felt like I had to break a chain. You know what I mean? When I have my kids, I'm gonna make sure I'm there as a father to break a chain. You feel me? And I feel like we have to evolve, and we do.
Definitely.
We do, sometimes in the wrong way. We evolve in the wrong way sometimes, but we do evolve in the right way. But we need more. It's not enough.
We need more examples.
It's not enough.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah.
I'm gonna talk on. I was with my cousin. He's a business owner as well, and he said he was speaking with someone else, and they had a community where one person was a dog groomer, but everybody on the street had dogs, so they all had a dog business. One person was a dog groomer in one house. The other person was a dog trainer. The other person sold dog food. So like that whole community was able to sustain itself because they all monopolized a part of the market instead of trying to get it all.
Exactly.
I feel like we need to stop trying to be greedy and say, no, I'm getting everything. All of it is mine. Because if we break apart, like I said, one person owns a beauty supply, the next person across the street owns a beauty supply. Let's say I don't have nothing, I'm not gonna try to get it, stock up on it so that person can't have it. I'm gonna allow that person to get it. I still have my products, she's gonna have different products. So if I don't have it, go to sister across the street because I know for sure she has it. And that's just keeping the black dogs within the black community instead of in one household.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel that. For real. For real.
What would you say are some of your 5 goals?
5?
If you can limit it down to 5.
Okay. Well, number 1, I want to be the best me. And you can only be the best you that you know. So, I mean, my goal is just to continue to learn about myself. Goal number 2 is to have a family. And not to say like successful family like money or none of that, but successful family as far as abundant love and growth. You know what I mean? I want my kids to be better than me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I can't say that I don't want them to be better than me, because why would I not?
That's
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You want to leave a legacy that's gonna last. 3, continue to make good music and get my voice out there, because a lot of people need to hear it. There's a lot of music being made that's just about
negativity.
Exactly, or nothing at all.
That part.
Shoot, like
it's a bad representation.
Exactly.
Of us.
And I want to use my music to build a relationship with the universe and with the community, so that I want to get the community to chant these words so that the universe brings it full circle to all of us.
I like
you
that.
know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's a goal that I have too. Goal number 4, as far as Forex goes, just grow my knowledge in trading and continue to build my capital and consistently make money like I have been, and just continue to grow with that and my business and pass this skill down to people. Like, people just think that, oh, you want me to sign up just so I can sign up under you, but it's like none of that money goes to me.
Right.
I want to give you a skill. I want to give you a skill that you could take. I want to teach you how to fish instead of giving you a fish. You feel me? Like, I done had all of my friends ask me, like, bro, if I just give you some bread, can you put it? I'm like, no, I'm not putting your money in my trading account.
Right.
I'm going to teach you how to trade. So you put your money in the trading account and double your money. You feel me? Because you can do it too.
Exactly.
There's no reason why you can't do it. There's people in Forex that have accounts for their 5-year-old kids.
Okay.
You feel me? That's growing capital for their kids. So by the time they hit 15, or even a 12-year-old could do Forex.
Yeah.
Like, for real, if you learn algebra or geometry or whatever, you can do it. So just with that, just really grow my business and get the word out there about that, because that's one thing that's going to help this community keep this community.
Would you be willing to teach like youth classes for that?
Yeah.
Since nobody else out here doing it,
I would.
go for it.
I would.
Okay.
Goal number 5, make my mama proud.
That should be number 1. No, I'm playing.
Best for last, though.
Best for last.
Because to all the women out there, like, I see how hard, or even just parents, because there are single fathers out there too. But I was raised by a single mother, and she had 2 men, 2 young men. You know what I mean?
Did great.
And just for her, I want her to know that is embedded in stone. Like, nobody could take that from her. You know what I mean? So just to make her proud and just keep her happy and stress free. You know what I mean?
That's the goal.
Yeah.
That's the goal.
Yeah.
What is something that you like to leave the people with?
I love y'all, for real. It's a lot of people that I don't talk to, or a lot of people that I do talk to, but just love. Like, you don't meet a lot of people that give you love.
You don't.
You know what I mean? So everybody that I meet, I give them love and I give them respect.
Love.
Exactly, because I will want the same thing, and we got to change the narrative. You know what I mean? I can't give anything but love, because that's what I'm learning right now.
Yes.
You feel me? So whether that's loving myself to loving my other half, or loving my friend or my family or whoever, I'm gonna give you love, because that's what I'm practicing.
It's all love. Thank you for this.
Yep.